Welcome to the Playbook. Now, it's a late night here in Carrollton, Georgia, the city of dreams. So sit back, relax.
Actually, let's get hype. This is the Playbook.
Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores have not beat a ranked team at all this season.
Rylan Zaborowski is incredible. I feel like we're the best team in the country personally.
And I think this Michigan State team is poised for a deep run in March. I think they're probably going to win the Big Ten this year, to be honest with you.
And we bring you the best in college sports, including our very own West Georgia Wolves.
You mean to tell me these Wolves can't outscore them by at least 1 point here at University Stadium? Michael, give me the Wolf head!
And Brandon Dyer tries to defend his back-to-back titles in Who's That Campus Legend. This is the Playbook.
Good evening, everybody, and a welcome in to another episode of the Playbook here on a WSN Wolf Sports Network. As always, joined by the most beautiful cast I could ask for. To the left of me behind the board,
And JT.
Aiden Aby.
right.
That was an unnecessary shot at JT.
Kind of
was
rude.
funny.
I was actually pretty excited that he called me beautiful, but
Too bad.
You are beautiful, JT.
Thank
Don't
you.
let anybody
Thank you,
tell you
Brandon.
otherwise. Across from me, perhaps the most beautiful person at the table will be Michael Miller.
Oh, I got some.
And right to the right of me is going to be JT Grubbs. You lose points because you're just fussy today.
we'll deduct some campus legend points from that one. We'll deduct some points for sure.
So we have a jam-packed show for you guys tonight and a huge announcement to make
That big?
later on into the show towards the end of it. So you're going to want to stick around to the end of the show to find that out. But in the meantime, when it comes to fandom, nothing matters more than the fit. The logo you wear solidifies your love. Now you can be a Wolf Sports Network fanatic with our brand new merch store powered by Ozier Apparel. Visit wolfsportsnetwork.com and click About. Aiden, let's get the show started. All right, everybody in here, are you ready for the kickoff? I said, are you ready for the kickoff? So around the NFL circles this past week, there was a huge trade that happened between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants. The Bengals wound up getting in a defensive tackle, Dexter Lawrence, for the 10th overall pick into the NFL draft. So now they have 2 draft picks within the top 10. They have the number 5 overall pick and the 10th overall pick. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around and I want to ask you guys, who do you think the Giants should take at both of those spots? I'm going to start with you, Mr. Aiden.
Okay. I've got a little bit of playing both ways for the New York Giants here. I think they start
There you
out. I think they've got to go to Columbus, Ohio for this 5th overall pick. Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, take your pick, whichever one you think is the better fit into that defense, into what you're trying to run over there. I think either of those guys are plug and play day one, really good players on their first day in the facility. And then at pick 10, give me a monster offensive tackle to keep Jackson Dart healthy, to keep Scadabo healthy, running behind a better, improved O-line. Give me Francis Mauigoa out of Miami. Dude was immense for Miami in their national championship run this year. And I think that he will improve that Giants offensive line and keep their guys healthy that they need to be healthy for them to go out there and win games.
I think that's best case scenario for the Giants is Mawaga still being available to them at the 10 spot right there. Did I say that name wrong?
Super wrong.
It's super wrong? Mauigoa?
Come on.
My bad, y'all. I'm a guy from Rome, Georgia. I can't pronounce these names sometimes. Yeah, I think best case scenario they wind up getting both of those guys. I don't think he's going to be there at 10 though. I think he's going to be picked above that.
Okay, there's a lot of good tackles in this draft, man. Go and
Go and
Get
get
you
what's it?
Spencer Fano.
Fano.
You're a
Fano.
Fano. You got. I mean, even if all your tackles are gone, you really got to trade back out of there. You know, you can go down 5-10 picks and take a Caden Proctor, who's still probably a really good O-lineman.
Yeah.
Really.
Some of them
Yeah.
mock going right after Maligo too. I think Mel Kiper's got him right after, so just go take him there.
See, it's not too bad of a reach.
It's a stacked offensive
not too
line
bad of a
class,
reach.
especially the offensive tackles. I mean, I got just in a mock draft alone, I got 6 different
first?
offensive tackles going just
Yeah.
in the first round alone.
Yeah.
It's a
Super
very
good tackle class.
stacked.
And
stacked
this
class.
Giants
Good
team
offensive
is
tackle.
more in need of a tackle than probably any other team in that top 10.
What about you, Mr. Michael?
I'm right with Aiden. I think at the 5th pick, you go defense.
No.
I think Caleb Downs
People
is.
wanna beat me so bad.
I think Caleb Downs is such a good player. I talked about it last week how good of a player he was at Ohio State and Alabama in particular. But again, Sonny Styles is very good too. So I agree with Aiden. Take your pick. Who do you think fits better? I think Caleb Downs is the better player. That's why I go Caleb Downs there. And at that 10th pick, you need to keep Jackson Dart healthy. He's a guy at Ole Miss who had injury problems there. He got hurt last year as well. Keep a young quarterback healthy. Keep Cam Scadbo healthy. Help that offensive line just in general. And go get Francis Malagoa.
Copy my homework and even change the answers a little bit. So they didn't know. Like,
Fine. Get Caden Proctor at number 10. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. What about you, JT?
I originally, when I did this mock draft, I had them getting Carnell Tate at number 5, and then I had them turning around
going
and
to Columbus.
maybe trading up if they feel like they need to get Sonny Styles at 10. But now that I'm looking at it, I think they take Sonny Styles at 5. Like Aiden mentioned, he's a plug-and-play player. You can really put him anywhere on that defense. And it's a young defense already, and you get rid of Dexter Lawrence, which I think the Bengals definitely lose that trade. I mean, the Giants are going to replace Dexter Lawrence with a guy like Sonny Styles would definitely be a great help for him. And then I think they turn around at pick 10, and they get Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State. I think he's a very solid wide receiver. I think that the Giants definitely need some help at wide receiver. I mean, they lose Wan'Dale Robinson to the Titans. Malik Neighbors can't stay healthy, but they will get him back this year. I think that's a young offense that obviously needs some work on the offensive line. But other than that, they got Jackson Dart. Give him some more weapons. I mean, you got Scat coming back. You got Malik Neighbors coming back. You might need a tight end still. But you also got Isaiah Likely. You picked him up this free agency. And so you got guys like Malik Neighbors. And if you add Jordan Tyson to the other side of it, you got that young defense already, adding Sonny Styles to it. I think that's a perfect fit for the Giants.
So I'm glad that we all went Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
I doubled up on Ohio State for my picks in this one. And that's because I thought Caleb Downs was being mocked higher than what he is right now. But I seen a mock draft that had him going at 11 and 12.
I don't see him falling that
I was seeing an ESPN one that had him at 11 or 12. So I thought for sure, okay, he's going to be there at 10. I had him Sonny Styles at 5, and then Caleb Downs over there at 10. Two guys, a safety and a middle linebacker, two of your most critical positions on defense. You're going to bring in two guys that I think are going to be bona fide studs in the NFL, and you're just going to fix that defense a little bit of what you can in this draft with those two picks.
See, with a guy like Caleb Downs, I just don't see a world where he doesn't end up in Cleveland. I think that the Giants are going to get Sonny Styles at 5, and then Caleb Downs is going to go right after him. Like Michael mentioned, those are two guys that you can really plug and play anywhere on that defense. So I feel like the Giants will take one of them, the Browns will turn around and take the other guy, whatever order that is. But I feel like Sonny Styles will go at 5 to the Giants.
And a guy who maybe moving on draft boards and maybe not, a guy named Zachariah Branch, wide receiver from Georgia, wound up getting arrested for obstruction of a police officer by Athens Clark County Police Department. In the statement that was made on the, I guess, ticket, is that citation?
The arrest report. He got arrested.
Citation.
But he got arrested.
Arrest report.
Okay, I was overthinking it. My bad, Aiden.
He didn't get cited. They took him to jail.
It says, a male later identified as Zachariah Branch continued to stand on the sidewalk without making an attempt to move. I continued to give Zachariah Branch verbal commands to move from blocking the sidewalk and advised that if he did not, he would receive a citation for blocking the sidewalk. Zachariah Branch smirked and then steps backwards and to the right, then remained standing upon the public sidewalk so as to obstruct, hinder, and impede free passage upon the sidewalk, as well as impede free ingress/egress to or from the adjacent places of business. Due to those actions and Zachariah Branch's failure to comply with multiple verbal lawful commands, he was placed under arrest for misdemeanor obstruction of LEO and received a citation for obstructing public sidewalks. What are we doing?
Keyword public, by the way.
going on?
What are we? This man was bailed out for $39. His bail was $39.
If I'm any NFL team, that doesn't change a single thing about where he's going to go. I'm still going to take him in the second round if I have an opportunity to. I think it's really stupid. I mean, it's a public sidewalk, and just because he's making a joke with you about it, like, oh, yeah, sir, please move. But, like, I think that was just a little bit of an ego thing for the cop. He's like, yeah, I'm better than you because I work with the law enforcement, and I feel like I have the right to do this. And if you're not going to do what I say, we're going to arrest you. And that's what they did, and I think it was just a dumb scenario. And I think that it doesn't change anything about his draft.
So listen,
draft
as
position.
an original D1 Georgia athletics hater, this was a stupid thing.
It's Georgia,
This was
man.
something that's stupid for somebody to get arrested to, and I know it's for like the headlines of, oh, it's another Georgia player that got arrested. But I mean, we need to take a look at what we're arresting these players for. This was stupid that this man got arrested for just standing on a freaking sidewalk, Aiden.
Yeah. And they won't arrest a Georgia player for killing somebody. So a little bit of a crazy double standard from the Athens Cart. Depends on what officer you get, apparently. One of them will get you for the sidewalk. The other one, kill somebody in a car wreck while you're drunk and you're okay, allegedly. Cover my bases.
Michael,
Yeah.
you're our local Georgia fan here.
Yeah, look, the Athens Clark County Police Department is an embarrassment. It's an absolute joke up there in Athens. Look, if you breathe wrong and you attend the University of Georgia and are on the football team, you might not play or not on the roster, you get arrested. I really don't understand what the deal is at this point. Now, look, there are certain situations where some of these arrests are definitely warranted. We can't be driving however we want to drive. The Jalen Carter situation was obviously a very bad thing and should not have happened.
He didn't go to jail.
A lot of different things. Oh, he did get arrested that night. He got out, but he did get arrested. So let's clear that up a little bit.
Okay.
So there are situations in which, look, I don't disagree with you. It's mind-boggling to have the on-field discipline that this team has, and then outside of play, how incredibly wild it has been since 2023. I'm not excusing it. There's a clear culture problem outside the locker room at this university. I love it, but there is a problem. I'm not excusing that. But at the same time, a lot of these arrests recently. Now there was a group in there for a while. There was like a lot of reckless driving, under the influence, things like that were bad. Recently, though, there's been a lot of speeding, not DUIs, like just regular 10 miles per hour over the speed limit speeding in Athens, where guys have gotten arrested. You had Bo Hewley and Dontrell Glover get arrested because they forgot to scan 2 items and they paid for everything else at Walmart, and offered to go back in. The police report says they offered to go back into Walmart and pay for it, and they still get arrested for it. So I don't know if the sheriff at Athens Clark County Police Department grew up a Georgia Tech fan. I don't know if he grew up an Alabama fan. I don't know if he graduated from the University of Florida. I have no idea what's going on over there. But this guy hates Georgia athletics. The Athens Clark County Police Department needs reform. I'm calling for action in Athens Clark County Police Department because it's absolutely ridiculous the amount of insane legislation, laws, and enforcement of laws. I don't know what's going on up there. I'm trying to think of any smart words that Aiden Navy would say to me right now. It's got to be reformed in Athens Clark County Police Department.
There we go.
Aiden, give him some smart words to say.
Oh, I don't have nothing smart to say about this. I got words of anger and words that are not safe for the radio. For this police department that this is the only police department in which this happens, Michael. The Athens Clark County Police Department, believe it or not, the only police in America that are egotistical and overreach their boundaries. This is not a problem we see anywhere else in America, and nothing else we need to reform or do anything, make an effort to fix. Anywhere else in the country.
I'm not disagreeing with that statement. I'm just saying we got to start in Athens. That's where I want to stay.
Ground zero. Athens has to be ground zero.
Start where it's obvious.
All right, so we're gonna pivot over and talk about Aiden.
This is
how
like the
about
Shane
number
Gillis bit, where he's talking about how the way that black people got rights in the South were by playing football. Just how we're going to get police reform in America is because football players are being messed with once again in this country. How about the Wolves?
Trevor Etienne didn't get to play against Clemson because of stuff like this back in 2024.
Let's talk about some West Georgia Wolves. That is right. Your West Georgia Wolves were busy on the both baseball and softball diamond over the weekend. The softball team on the road taking on the Stetson Hatters in ASUN play. Came to the weekend on a 2-10 run. Not the best softball team that we've seen here at West Georgia recently. And they extended that one. They lost all 3 games of the weekend series in this one and extend that losing game up to 5 games now, moving the record to 13-35 this season. Aiden lost this first game 7-3, lost the second game 10-2, got run ruled in that one after giving up 9 runs into the 5th inning into that one. And then to lose the last one in heartbreaking fashion, 7-6, after leading by 4 at one point. Aiden, what can you say about the softball team? Is this softball team good, bad, or maybe both?
Brandon, this is the second topic in a row where things have just been so bad that I'm at a loss for words on how to describe them. All right, this West Georgia Wolves baseball team, I'm not going to say, or softball team, I'm not going to say they're as bad as the police, but they're getting up there. They're getting pretty close in my mind right now. This team has been absolutely awful this year. I was commentating the game. It was some of the most depressing, soul-sucking athletics you've ever watched in your whole entire life. And you know what? I'm hoping it gets better, but, man, got to call what I see right now, and it is bad.
So now, where do you go from here if you're the softball team?
Up, only place to go. It ain't gonna get no worse. 13-35 on the year. How many they lost in a row?
They've lost 5 in a row.
5 in a
now,
row.
but they are now.
It's they got a
what
worse
is it?
record.
2-13.
2-13 in their last 15.
games.
It ain't, yeah.
And they did almost lose 10 games in a row at one point.
I think it is mathematically impossible for it to go downhill from here.
It's very mathematically possible for them to go down.
It's very unlikely to go 0-15. Softball's one of those sports where sometimes the worst team does end up winning. Same way with baseball, and that mathematically, they're going to win a couple games for the rest of the year. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to get any worse this year. I just hope it can get better for next year. We have Ella Oswald's been a bright spot as a freshman this year.
Ella Oswald and Jenna Samuel have been the two big players for the softball team.
Yeah, and they're not graduating, so we'll get to see them, and maybe they develop into a nice core for this West Georgia team over time. There is some light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just hoping to get to it soon.
And you can catch the softball team in action tomorrow at home against Samford before they go on the road against North Florida in a 3-game weekend series. The baseball team was also in action over the weekend against Jacksonville. Michael, how did our baseball team
Brandon,
fare?
what has been the problem with this team the entirety of the season?
Inconsistencies.
The pitching.
Specifically. There we go. Pitching.
It's
the pitching.
On the first 2 games of the series, the Wolves put up 7 runs, and they put up 8 runs on Sunday. That should be enough that really should be enough to sweep a team. It really should be. Should be enough to at least win 2 out of 3. They lost all 3 of these games. They got swept. Let up 13 runs the first 2 games of the series, and let up 9 runs in extra innings on Sunday. Look, it's just very simple. If you let up 13 runs and 9 runs, you're not going to win a lot of baseball games, period. Or any, for that matter, to be honest with you. So that's it. The pitching, and it's been the same thing all year. You thought that with a lot of these JUCO guys coming in, that they'd get more comfortable throughout the year and get more settled in. That has not happened at all. The worse they've played, the worse they've gotten. They've been rattled by it. They clearly don't belong at this level. So, and the transfer portal this next offseason, look, I get that for West Georgia, for us, going into these JUCO levels is going to be something we have to use. We have to utilize that in the portal. But at the same time, we got to weed it out a little bit better, I think. I think we got to look at some other areas, go some different aisles, because this bullpen has been tragic the entire year. We have a couple of bright spots here. Luke Ridley's pitched very well. Lex Kinney's pitched very well. But outside of that, it has been a disaster from the pitching side of things. The offense is playing well. So, again, 7 runs in the first 2 games, 8 runs. They've played well the last couple of series I've gotten to call games. Scoring runs, but if you let up more runs than you score, you can't win ball games. So,
yeah,
What about you, JT?
I kind of want to go game by game with this. Starting with the game on Friday, Wolves start out very strong, go up 6-0 at the end of 2, give up a run in the 3rd, scoreless 4th and 5th. 6th inning on, we get outscored 12-1, and that's just been the story of the Wolves season so far. Just cannot close out these close games. The bullpen has been struggling immensely. The pitching has been absolutely horrific. Starting wise has been good, but when it gets to later in the games, we just always manage to choke a close game in some way. And losing this by 6 when we were up going into the 6th inning, big time, up 6-1, and then we just completely sell it. Going into Saturday's game, oh, guess what? It's the same old, same old. We're up 6-5 going into the 7th inning. We get outscored 8-1 in the 7th and the 8th inning. Just same old again for this West Georgia Wolves team. And then we go into the last one. Now this one, okay, it's starting to look a little bit different. Maybe we turn the tide a little bit. We're going into the 7th inning, and the score is sitting at 7-8. The Wolves managed to tie it up in the 8th inning with a run. There we go, 8-8 going into extra innings. The Wolves managed to give it up in the 10th inning. Just horrible way to end the series. We're hoping to get at least one. We didn't get a single game. Just how the Wolf season has been so far. And I know I always try and justify it by saying they have their harder bit of the schedule at the beginning, but we're near in the middle of the season and we're not winning the games that we should be.
Near in the end.
We're getting
we have
near.
maybe like 10 games left. Maybe
No, we have more than that. We have about 15, maybe 20. But we have a few series left. We have a game against Kennesaw State tomorrow at 6, and so that'll be at Coalfield. Maybe we can bounce back a little bit, but it has just been absolutely horrific by this West Georgia Wolves team. Not able to close out any of these games whatsoever. And sometimes when I'm watching these Wolves baseball games, I'm wishing that sometimes I just wish that I had like a book in front of me because that might be more entertaining than watching these Wolves blow every single game. And lucky for us, we're actually hosting a book drive. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. Visit thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Now, when we come back, we're going to be talking some college basketball and, of course, some college baseball, so don't go anywhere.
Throw it on a dime. It's Matty Fresh, and you're listening to the Playbook on Wolf Sports Network.
It's a new semester here at West Georgia, and that means a brand new season of sports out of pocket.
I love Jameis Winston to death, but look at the guy. Like, come on, that's not the veteran quarterback that I want to be.
He's a locker room guy.
They got Jonathan Taylor back there. It's like having Saquon, just a little bit worse, but it's like having Saquon.
Tune in to Season 7 of Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
From West Georgia to the heart of Atlanta, sports don't stop. So neither do we. This is Sports Pack. Sharp takes, big highlights, and coverage to keep you locked in until the final whistle. Tune in from 6 to 7 on Mondays and Thursdays to hear what the crew has to say about your favorite team. Sports Pack, only on Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Join Sports Out of Pocket as they take their show on the road. Their hit social media series returns this spring with even more West Georgia athletes.
We are here with West Georgia Wolves O-lineman, Mr. Jack Hunt. Jack, how's your day going, man?
My day's going fantastic, man. I'm blessed every single day.
And ending off with some karaoke.
You're hurting me, I made your girl want a difference.
Look out for new episodes every Friday on Instagram and YouTube on Wolf Sports Network.
Tune in to Wolf Sports Network throughout the week to hear the very best in UWG sports coverage. Catch live shows, score updates, and breaking news all week long. But sometimes seeing really is believing. And now you can watch your favorite Wolf Sports Network shows live on YouTube. Follow at Wolf Sports Network on YouTube as we bring you into the studio with your favorite shows and personalities. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
What's up? This is Parker Andell, and I'm the newest voice of Sports Out of Pocket. Step into Lucky Season 7, where the odds are in our favor. Crazy insights, hidden stories, and conversations that will pay off every single time. With a fresh season and a fresh voice, Lucky Sevens is here. Tune in to Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
College students who binge drink alcohol at least 3 times per week were roughly 6 times more likely to perform poorly on a test or project because of drinking. Dream City Brewing Company, Wolf Sports Network, and Wolf Radio proudly remind you to drink responsibly. Students 21 and over should drink responsibly in an environment that discourages overindulging. Faculty won't take hangovers as excuses. Now let's get into some college basketball.
Dunking on them like they're tendies in some barbecue sauce. Oh my!
It's time for halftime hoops.
Welcome back into the show. If you're just now joining us, I'm your host, Brandon Dyer. Beside me is Aiden Abey, Michael Miller across from me, and a JT Groves beside me. And we're going to talk about some college basketball, some transfer portal stuff that has happened. And we're going to swap it over to women's college basketball.
Ooh.
And I want to talk about the Oklahoma State Cowgirls, as they're called. Wound up losing 9 players to the transfer portal, but gaining 2 of them in Audie Crooks and Liv McGill. Audie Crooks from Iowa State, second in the entire nation in points per game and averaged 7.7 rebounds per game last season. Offensively, I think she's miles ahead of anybody else into the nation, into the post, in the paint. Defensively, though, she needs some work on that one. So I think that bringing in also Liv McGill from Florida, 16.5 points per game last season, 22.5 points per game last season. My bad. 16.5 was her first season.
Yeah.
22.5 was the last season. My bad, y'all. averaged 6.9 rebounds and 6 assists, putting up Olivia Miles type numbers over there
Jalen
at
Johnson's
Florida
got one.
very sneakily. And Oklahoma State, I think, seems to be leaning towards the offensive heavy mindset that's in college basketball now. They're not looking a whole lot at what you bring to the table defensively. They're just looking at, well, you know what, we're just going to outscore you, and that's just what we're going to do. And that's going to be our bread and butter on that one. But I think those two players coming to Oklahoma State makes them one of the best teams in a women's basketball going into next season.
Yeah, I love to look at the Cowgirls for next year. The way this offense is set up with just high-profile scoring on the outside and playmaking to get the ball into Audie Crooks, and then Audie Crooks on the inside is, of course, you get her the ball in the paint, and she's just going to go to work, get you 20 and not doing that. Really like the offensive makeup of this team. We'll see how it works out defensively for them. They do seem to be targeting a lot more offensively minded players so far in this portal. They're going to have to build up that defense in other methods. So,
yeah, Audie Crooks is definitely a beast when it comes to the offensive side. Obviously, defense, you have a lot of work to do. But with Oklahoma State losing as many players as they are, I think Audie Crooks coming in to just be that star player for them, I think is a great fit for them, moving into that offensive mindset like you mentioned, Brandon. And Audie Crooks is just a beast when she gets in the paint. You really cannot stop her. So I like this move.
And we mentioned the NFL draft earlier on in the show today. We're going to talk about the NBA draft. And I want to go around the table, and you guys, there's basically a three-man race here vying for that top overall number one pick. And that is A.J. Debanta, Darren Peterson, and Cam Boozer. What I want to do is us go around the board, kind of say who we think is going to be the best player out of all of those. But before I do, I'm going to give you guys some comparisons that I was looking at earlier and what some of these guys are getting compared to.
You're not going to change my mind.
And that is
might change mine.
Cam Boozer getting compared to Paolo Banchero.
Banchero.
Good job,
He's not
JT.
even at his peak yet. How can you even compare him?
You can't compare him to a guy who's been in the league for like 3 years.
The style
bro.
of play of him.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Whatever. Idiot said that.
That's
Julius
valid.
Randle
That's valid.
and DeMontis Sabonis, due to his elite offensive versatility, playmaking, and consistent production.
Good offensive player.
So those are the comparisons for Cam Boozer. We're going to go over Darren Peterson, again, Banchero, Al Horford, and a young Kevin Love when he was first into the league over there with the Minnesota Timberwolves, the double-double machine over there. On paper, I think he looks like probably the first overall pick, and there's been an East executive to not be named that's compared him to Luka Doncic.
Yeah, no.
Because his biggest thing that people are looking at him and be like, is his athleticism. And that's been the biggest thing about Luka Doncic throughout his whole entire NBA career, is he's got everything except for he's just not athletic. And then A.J. Debanta, considered a franchise cornerstone player with comparisons to Tracy McGrady and Scottie Pippen.
Yes, very much so.
So, guys, who are we taking Who are we taking first overall in this?
On my team.
If anything, you just strengthened my pick because I was already going to go with A.J. Debanta. I think he's the best player coming out of this draft. As a freshman, he led the entire all of college basketball in points per game at 25.5 points per game as a freshman as well. And he's a guy that you can really put anywhere. Like you said, the comparisons to Tracy McGrady and Scottie Pippen, I feel like those are very accurate for a guy like him. Just absolutely a stud. I think it's between him and Darren Peterson. I don't think Cam Boozer goes until pick 3. I feel like it's really just a two-man race. So I'd agree with either one of Darren Peterson or A.J. Debanta. But I do think that A.J. Debanta is the better player. He's a younger player as well, so I think that he is going to have a bigger impact when he gets to the league.
What are you, Michael?
It was a tougher one for me because I just really liked watching Darren Peterson play all season, but I am going to go to Debanta just because the numbers don't lie. You look at the numbers he had this year. I like what you said as a freshman coming in there and playing. I think he's clearly the best player in college basketball, or that was this season.
Yeah.
What are you, Mr. Aiden?
I mean, A.J. Debanta is like you said, he's the only one that is a franchise cornerstone, as you just described. Would I rather have Paolo Banchero or Tracy McGrady on my basketball team? The answer's pretty clear. A.J. Debanta is a guy that you can just get the ball, and he's going to go out there and give you 20-plus points a night, if not 25, 30. This is a guy who can explode at any given point. Anytime he can go and drop 30, 35 points, make any shot on the court, run your offense through A.J. Debanta, and your offense will improve.
And looking at who do you guys think is the worst of the three?
Cam Boozer.
I would say Peterson. I think Peterson, not the worst player of the three, but the worst potential of the three. Where I think that his floor is very low. I think that he has a floor where he doesn't make it past 3 years in the NBA. I mean, he's got all the talent in the world, but just what you saw from him at Kansas this year, just not showing up to practice, having the flu for 3 weeks, a lot of issues, showing up to practice and playing in games, and you just don't like to see that out of a player.
My problem with Peterson was there were sometimes he wasn't in games, and it's because it was a coach's decision of him not to play it because he thought that his team was either going to be better without him or they thought that he didn't deserve the right to play for the team. So that immediately, if I'm an NBA GM, that sends kind of warning signs of a guy that's already in the NBA is already a
grind,
missing a lot of games league.
Yeah.
I don't really know how else to put that, but they miss a whole lot. Your star players miss a whole lot of games.
Yeah,
load management. There we go.
I feel like with Cam Boozer, he's more of a. If you're a team that's looking for consistency, Cam Boozer's going to be that guy. But when it comes to Darren Peterson, if you're looking for a guy like you mentioned to play 65 games a season, and like play the games that he feels like he wants to, he's definitely more of a riskier take. I feel like his ceiling is higher than Cam Boozer's, but I feel like his floor is lower than Cam Boozer's. So he's much more of a risk when it comes to if you're looking for a guy who could turn out to be maybe in the Hall of Fame one day, then take a guy like Darren Peterson. If you're looking for a guy that's going to get you good points, may not get you to the may not be a Hall of Famer, but he will be a solid starter for you. Maybe you're one or your two scoring option. Then you take a guy like Cam Boozer.
Peterson has all NBA potential, like multiple time all NBA potential, and Boozer might be an all-star for a few years. You know, I mean, there's a difference in the ceiling that you're going to get out of the two. But I just don't think that Peterson's chances of hitting that ceiling are very high with what the information that I have in front of me right now.
I like Boozer over Peterson. I think it's just because consistency. I think that Cam Boozer has shown consistently that he can be a guy that's going to go out and you know what you're going to get from him. Darren Peterson's the wild card. Darren Peterson's a guy you don't even know if he's going to want to show up to training camp.
You didn't say who you have at number one, Brandon. Who's your
AJ DeBanza. I think AJ DeBanza was kind of like the best of both worlds in this. Like, he's more skilled than the other two of them, and I think that he's the safer pick of the other two of them.
Yeah, he's the best player in the draft.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take.
All right, and moving on over to the college baseball world.
Grab those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, because it is time for the 7th inning stretch.
So we don't mean to talk about Georgia and Georgia Tech every single week on this show when we talk about college baseball. But these are two teams that continue to impress us, two teams that have shown that they're two of the top 5 teams in college baseball right now. And you had Georgia with a series win over Arkansas over the weekend, where they scored 26 games in one game. Michael, 26 runs in one game. My bad, y'all. Michael, what was going on in this series?
The first game of the series looked a lot like how we had last week, and we lost those 2 out of 3 against Florida. Didn't play very well. The offense was very kind of hit or miss that weekend. Didn't have a good game on Friday night against Florida. Didn't play great on Sunday, but then Saturday had a pretty good game. And it started off that way. Just the at bats weren't the best. Not a lot of great contact. Pitching wasn't bad on Friday night, but just was or Thursday night actually. But it just wasn't our typical standard. Just looked a little sluggish. Bats got hot on Saturday, played better, got that win. Then Sunday, that's what that lineup can do. And I'm not saying they're going to go out and put 26 runs up again on another Power 5 opponent at some point, or Power 4 opponent now, modern day and age of college athletics. But not going to say they're going to go do that again. But that's what that lineup can do. That lineup, look, now Georgia Tech, best lineup in the country, best lineup in college baseball history. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But I will say, though, that the Georgia offense is very good in its own right as well. Another one that is just – in any other year where you're looking at the Georgia, like if Georgia Tech's offense wasn't doing what they're doing right now, you're going to look at that Georgia offense as one of the best offenses in college baseball, and they are anyway. Yeah. But just the leads the country in home runs. You get to see that. Daniel Jackson hit 3 of them by himself on Sunday. He's absolutely insane, and just the offense exploded that day. Now the pitching, let up 14 runs still that day. Let up 14 runs, and you won by 14 or 12. So. Yep. It's a very unique situation there, but yeah, the offense got going this weekend. It's got to carry over tomorrow though for a big game.
I mean, you go into Game 3, tied 1-1 in the series, and I feel like Georgia just felt like they needed to prove themselves, and they did just that. I mean, 9 of the 11 home runs were from Georgia, so they absolutely exploded in this game. on the hitting side. But like Michael mentioned, we got to get our pitching down a little bit. I mean, yes, we put up big numbers scoring. Like, if you score 26 runs, I thought this was a football game when I first looked at it. But like, if you see a team put up 26 runs in baseball, then most of the time it's going to be a win. About 99%, maybe 100% of the time, you're winning that baseball game. But again, the pitching, need to work on it. I mean, did good in the first game, did good in the second game, or did it at least all right in those first 2 games. But allowing 14 runs is not something that will get you wins. But with a team like Georgia, who's strong with the bats, who's a good hitting team, you put up 26 points, I think that you'll be just fine.
I will say that, yeah, Georgia has done a really good job of going through scoring runs and hitting a lot of home runs, as Michael would say. I think feeding the trees. That's what they say over there.
That's what we do. We feed the trees. We weren't home this past weekend, so we couldn't do that. But, yeah, that is the goal, though.
But there were some other offenses in the state of Georgia over the weekend in baseball that exploded all over the place. Mr. Hayden.
Yeah, we saw Georgia Tech and UNC go head-to-head in a top-5 matchup in the 404 area code. Georgia Tech, unfortunately, did drop the series, losing the first game 5-2. Oh, wait, we went to Chapel Hill. Sorry, we weren't in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
We were on the road in Chapel Hill. Hand up. We saw them lose the first game 5-2. Run ruled in the second game, 14-4, 8 innings. And then on Sunday, the most important game of the series, everybody knows, best pitchers on the mound for both squads. Georgia Tech goes out and gets the massive win. Really the biggest game of the series, the most important one to look at for the future, to extrapolate the data. 5-2 win for Georgia Tech. And, you know, we can move past these first couple games. This Georgia Tech team has been going through a gauntlet lately. Let's excuse them for a couple of games, you know. Getting a sweep against Florida State, not a tough series against Cal. They did beat Auburn. They beat the crap out of Auburn, too.
Auburn returned the favor. Actually, Auburn started it, actually.
Auburn beat us earlier, and then we beat them.
That was so long ago, dude. You're bringing up old news. I don't deal in the past. I only deal in the future. But I can't get there yet. So, talking about the more recent past, my favorite past. Sunday night, the most recent past we can look at. We saw 6.1 scoreless innings from the bullpen. We saw Drew Burris with extra base hits. We saw Advincula
with extra base hits into that one as well.
Yeah.
Tate McKee got his first loss of the season, too, against North Carolina, unfortunately, in this one.
Why would you say that?
If I'm going to love this team whenever they're doing good, then I'm going to be critical of when they're doing bad.
Lie.
Just like they scored 8 runs this entire weekend. They did come away with 1 win, but they only scored 8 runs. And as Michael just said, they were the greatest offense in college baseball history.
Yeah,
we can't have that. We can't have 8 runs in a freaking weekend.
We scored 11 runs.
That'd be ideal.
Okay, am I just bad at math?
5 plus 4 plus 2.
Oh, I thought their 2 was our. My bad, Mr. Hayden. That was 11. That doesn't make it any. Well, it makes it a little better.
It makes it way better.
I don't think it makes
it way better. This Georgia Tech team's awesome, dude. Let's stop hating on Georgia Tech. Let's be positive. All right, get the vibes up. Big game coming up on Tuesday. The World Series. They're calling it.
Yeah,
World
West Georgia
Series,
versus Kennesaw
the
State.
Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, all rolled up into one at Truist. Okay, I'm getting into it.
You're talking about that West Georgia and Kennesaw State game here at Cole Field, aren't you?
Got real quiet. All right, next topic.
Yeah, I love the West Georgia Wolves, man.
All right, so Georgia and Georgia Tech, if you didn't clue in on that, are playing each other on a Tuesday night. Me and Michael will be in attendance of that game. But kind of like, you guys give me like a brief little like player to watch, if you will, of this game on Tuesday.
Oh, game on Tuesday. Drew Burris. That's the classic pick. I feel like I'm going as the what's it called? A basic pick.
There you go.
But you know what? Drew Burris is the best player in baseball, or has that reputation for a reason.
I will say he is getting hot right now. He hasn't had his he's been good all season. It just hasn't been his normal state all season. But he the last couple of games he has been playing better. The last couple of series he's been playing better. So he's one guy to watch. Really, for me, Georgia Tech doesn't have a guy to watch. It's really just the entire lineup in general. Because once the lineup gets rolling, it's hard to stop it if they're going to have success in this game tomorrow night if our pitching isn't there. Georgia's side of things though, it's all Daniel Jackson. If Daniel Jackson goes out there and he doesn't have. I'm not saying he's gonna go hit 3 home runs again, but if Daniel Jackson, if you look at the end of this game,
it's the only way Georgia has a chance.
If Daniel Jackson at the end of this game has 3 hits or more, then Georgia's won this game by 5 runs. That's the reality of it. If he's going off, then this game's not going to be close.
What a bad
now, if he's not going off, or if he has a decent day, that's where kind of things get kind of lopsided. Georgia Tech could pull away because there's really anything could happen in this game. Georgia Tech could win this game by 17 runs. Georgia could win this game by 17 runs. This game could be a final score of 20-17 for all we know. That's kind of what I'm leaning more towards. Both pitching staffs can get just electrocuted tomorrow night.
There's 2 possible outcomes.
Player that you need to watch off of the Georgia side of things is Charlie Condon. I mean, dude is batting a .433 right now. Absolutely unreal. 100 hits in his at-bats and 37 homers on the season already. Just a highlight of this Georgia Bulldogs team, and you definitely want to make sure you watch out for him.
It's Condon.
Condon, I said. Condon.
Yeah, it's a Golden Spikes Award winner 2 years ago.
For me, I don't think I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go a specific person to watch
as
for Georgia
Alex,
Tech.
Brother of Alex, I heard.
I don't know about that.
No, don't tie him in.
We have to launch a
Gator,
Playbook investigation into that one, see if it's true.
We're going to have to launch a Playbook investigation into a lot of stuff.
I feel like Jackson Bulls.
I think that there's not really a player to watch for Georgia Tech in this one. I think there's more so a pitching staff, I guess. I don't really know where I was going with this one. I don't really know the word I was trying to say here. But a group, I guess, would be the pitching staff and the bullpen. I don't know who we're going to throw out there on Tuesday, but it's somebody that's going to have to do a good job of not allowing Georgia to get a lot of home runs. Yeah. As long as we can keep them from hitting the deep
long ball. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, as long as we keep them from the long ball, I think we're going to be all right on Tuesday night, Mr. Aiden.
College students who binge drink alcohol at least 3 times per week were roughly 6 times more likely to perform poorly on a test or project because of drinking. Dream City Brewing Company, Wolf Sports Network, and Wolf Radio proudly remind you to drink responsibly. Students 21 and over should drink responsibly in an environment that discourages overindulging. Faculty will not take hangovers as excuses. Stick with us after the break. We're going to be talking about we're going to be making our picks for some of the biggest games that are going to go on this week. And we're going to finish up Who's That Campus Legend for the year. I'm going for my first ever title. Stay here.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, you are listening to The Playbook, your home for all things college sports. Only on Wolf Sports Network.
Sports Pack is here for you, providing all the West Georgia sports content you need to stay in the game. Tune in to Wolf Sports Network every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. so you never miss a beat as the crew takes you through the wild world of UWG sports, while also keeping you updated with your local Atlanta teams as well. Don't miss out. Sports Pack every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Do you like talking about sports?
Yeah?
Well, do we have an opportunity for you? You can be a part of Wolf Sports Network today through our Wolves in Training program.
This semester-long course will teach you everything you need to know about college radio.
You can gain experience and be live on air by next semester.
So join today by visiting wolfsportsnetwork.com. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
From the court to the diamond, Sports Pack has you covered. That's right, folks. The new semester brings an all-new season of Sports Pack, where every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, the crew will take you through everything UWG athletics. We're talking men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, and everything in between. You don't want to miss it. So be sure to tune in every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 here on Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Get ready to hit the jackpot. Sports Out of Pocket is back for Season 7. The Lucky Seven's final season with me, Jackson Voles. From wild debates to the boldest takes in the game, Jackson is going all in for his final run. 7 seasons, 1 final spin. Don't miss it. Catch Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We are collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/bookdrive. That's thewolfuwg.com/bookdrive. Aiden, let's give us some playbook picks.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Playbook picks.
So a game that we picked last week that wound up not happening, postponed, moved it to this Wednesday at 8:35. Oregon at Oregon State. Oregon State got the win earlier this season. They're meeting up again. Aiden, who do you have in this game?
I think I've picked Oregon State every time we've picked it on the show. This is the third time. Third time is the charm, as they say.
There we go.
I'm going against it, though. Give me Oregon to win it.
All right.
I'm going to go with the Oregon State. Better baseball team.
It's like,
Go
you
the
know,
Beavers.
there's the equation where if you're on the game show and there's a prize behind one door, but you pick the other door and they give you the opportunity to switch, you should switch because there's a better chance of it being behind the other door.
All right.
There you go.
JT?
That's mathematically true.
Yeah, see, I picked Oregon State first time we talked about this game,
You should know about that
and I'm gonna, you know what, Aiden, you've convinced me. I'm gonna change my door, and I'm
Numbers
gonna
don't
go
lie.
with the Oregon Ducks. They're gonna get the upset here. Give me Oregon.
Crap.
Buddy stole that bit from the movie 21.
That's a
Have you
real
seen that movie?
statistic.
Have
What
you-
is 21?
Have you seen that? Oh, okay.
It's a number, dude.
There's a movie called 21. You need to go see it.
I've
Anyway,
seen every movie.
that's
I've
not
never
true.
heard
Well,
of
then
that.
you've never seen 21. All right, so over to my pick. I originally picked Oregon State to win this one, but I'm going to swap it over to Oregon.
All right.
All right, guys.
I
what are
think
we doing?
Oregon is going to win
Guys,
this
wh-
one.
why are we-
This
why are we
week,
following-
this week is going to be something that's good for the Ducks, and it's going to make the difference. And the Ducks are going to quack away with the win.
Why don't you like the
That was
Beavers?
bad.
I just like the Ducks more.
A duck would beat a beaver in a fight.
I love Beavers.
I like
sure
the
about
Ducks
that?
more. Ducks are more. All right,
Big
we're gonna
Beaver
move
guy.
over to an SEC bout. Oklahoma traveling to take on Auburn in a
Sooners.
weekend series. Aiden, who do you have in it?
Oh, I got Auburn. They just came off of a big series win on the road at Florida. They're going to keep the momentum going at home against the Sooners. Oklahoma's not very good at baseball, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Auburn, so, my heart says, Boomer Sooner. But unfortunately, Auburn, they're a very well-rounded baseball team. One of the more well-rounded teams you'll see. They're not a bad pitching staff, good offense. Of course, really, if you're a good baseball team in college baseball, you have a good offense. That's
They
just
got
kinda how it
run
works.
ruled by Georgia
So,
Tech, by the way.
They also almost
Fun fact from Michael Miller.
So but I'm gonna go with Auburn this weekend.
Good
All right.
pick.
It's going to be 3 for 3. I'm also taking the Auburn Tigers in this one. I mean, the Wolves played them close early on in the season.
Should have won.
But the Wolves are better than the Oklahoma Sooners, so I don't think that they have a shot.
Okay.
Give me the Auburn Tigers.
I do think Auburn's riding off that momentum from that Florida series from last weekend. Did really good into that one, and that is why I have the Auburn Tigers getting the win over the Oklahoma Sooners. May still sweep them, but
Ooh. Yeah, I'll
now
give 'em a
moving over, another SEC series going on is Texas A&M traveling to take on the Florida Gators. Aiden, who do you have in it?
I got the Florida Gators in this one. Actually, no, I'm changing my mind. Changing my mind live on the air. I was going to pick Florida. They're coming off the series loss. They've got no momentum. A&M had that big series win against Texas a couple weeks back. They're still riding high off of that. This team's rolling. Give me the Aggies. In Gainesville, too.
This is tough. Obviously, on my bias here, wants to go with the Aggies, and probably
my
on
gosh,
paper,
dude.
probably on
Bias against
paper,
every
A&M, you
team
should go that
ever.
way too. Florida's been playing good baseball recently. I know they lost the series to Auburn this past week, but Auburn's a really good baseball team. I'm going to go Florida here. I'm going to go. The SEC is a very balanced conference, kind of eating each other. That's kind of what's happening in all sports right now: basketball, football, baseball. Everybody's just kind of eating each other alive right now. I'll take Florida to win 2 out of 3 this weekend.
The redistribution of wealth in the NIL system.
I am also going to take Florida in this series. I don't think they get the sweep, but I do think that Florida gets this one 2-1. I think they dropped the first one on Friday, but then they turned it around and they went out on Saturday and Sunday.
I got Texas A&M 2-1 this weekend on it. I think Florida built some momentum from that Georgia series, but it's a what have you done for me lately type of league, and they didn't look good against Auburn last weekend. Moving on to the main event of the evening,
Main event of
Georgia
the
Tech
year.
Yellow Jackets in a Truist Park taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. 2 top 5 teams. Clean old-fashioned hate on the diamond. Aiden, who do you have in it?
I don't know. This is a tough one for me to pick. I've been going back and forth on it all weekend. I have not been going back and forth, guys. I'm lying to you. And I apologize to lie, but, sometimes you got to do it to build suspense. Give me the Yellow Jackets by, what's the most you can run rule a team by? When do they just call it without even going into the half inning?
I think it's 10. Or is that
Well,
8?
it's
No,
10
you got to go into the, you got to go.
10 after 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 35, and let's get it out of there in 3. Got to
So-
save some arms for the boy.
But before I get to the pick, I do want to give some background information on this. The last time that the Institute of Technology beat the University of Georgia in any sporting event that matters, which is the big 3, baseball, football, basketball, the last time that happened was in 2022. I want you to let that
Going
sink
through
in
a
for a
rough
second.
stretch right now.
2022.
I was in high school still.
The junior in high school.
Dude, we've had to deal
I
with Jeff
graduate next
Collins.
month.
We've had to deal with Jeff
You
Collins
know-
and Damon Stoudemire.
And really, what happens? What happens every time the nerds get in a spot against their big brother? What happens? They wet their pants.
Hey,
they get that deer in headlights look.
Hey, whoa.
They don't know what to do. They get confused. Look at Haynes King. He had the game won, and then Dan Jackson showed up, big brothered him, popped that ball out. Dogs get a win there. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, same thing. Drew Burris. Oh, he's never beaten Georgia. His entire career at Georgia Tech, regular season, postseason. Had a lead in the postseason game, up 5-4 in the 9th inning. Lost that game. That's what Georgia Tech does. Tomorrow night, their big brother will walk in there, get another win. It's business as usual. We run this state, and dogs will get it done. Be a close game though. Georgia Tech's a very good baseball team, so I'm not gonna take anything away from that. So, very very good game. I think final score 15-14. Daniel Jackson walk-off homer tomorrow night.
Just make sure Trey Phelps doesn't go out and party after the game. Athens Clark County won't like that too much.
If he's standing on the sidewalk, don't like it either.
I heard that Charlie Condon is coming back for this game. My inside sources tell me. I think that this game. I think that this game is. I think that Georgia Tech is going to get tossed into the absolute fire. I think that Georgia Bulldogs are going to just absolutely destroy this team, and I think they're going to get tossed into. It's going to be a slow burn. It's going to be a slow roast. Kind of reminds me of an Arby's beef and cheddar. I just think that the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are just not a team that. I mean, they're riding their low, and Georgia's coming off of a big win, 26-14 against a very solid team in Arkansas. Speaking of roast, that's a team you got to worry about. But I think that the Georgia Bulldogs are going to go out there and they're going to beat Georgia Tech.
Dude, Georgia hasn't seen a lineup that Georgia Tech is going to put in front of them.
All
Georgia
right.
hasn't faced a team like Georgia Tech this entire season.
Nobody
They've
ever
played.
has.
They've played great teams this year. Don't
This
get me
team
wrong.
could
They
have beat
played
the
good
1948 Yankees.
But don't jump to that one now.
Sorry, Murderers Row.
But I am gonna say that Georgia is gonna make this game close, but there's got to be some time where Georgia Tech wins something. We haven't won it since 2022.
That's right.
And I think we wind up getting it done. Give me a bullpen game from both of them. It's going to lead to a lot of runs. Give me a 12-11 victory for the Yellow Jackets. And if Drew Burris hits a home run, I'll buy you a blueberry buckle, Mr. Burris.
I want to shout out to real quick before we move on to who's that campus legend. Bryce Calloway, our first baseman. I give him a hard time all season because he's quite the large man. Doesn't move very well at first base. Really ticks me off when he doesn't hit balls. You can't be that big and not hit home runs. If you go yard tomorrow night, Bryce Calloway, I'll buy you a strawberry milkshake.
All right.
Hit that button, Aiden.
I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of campus legends
What a
on the field
shoehorning
in
out here.
Truist
This
Park.
is not natural.
Aiden.
Reggie Bush, Johnny Manziel, Jimmer Fredette, Christian Leitner. What do these guys have in common? All these players know what it's like to be a campus legend.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Who's That Campus Legend, our signature segment of the show. And this will be our last Who's That Campus Legend of the season. So this is going to be the last campus legend that we do on the Playbook because I hate to break to you guys, but this is the last season of the Playbook. Our last episode is going to be next Monday at 9, so you want to tune in for that. But with that being said, JT, let me know the standings of all of us in Who's That Campus Legend right now.
So the current standings, I'll start in last. I'm sitting at 12 points in last place, but keeping it very close to third place. Keeping it very close to third place, Michael Miller with 28. In second place, we have Brandon Dyer with 30, and Aiden Avey sitting in first place at 32.
So Aiden trying to hold off a 2-point lead. Michael only 4 points behind Aiden for the lead. Let's see
this is
how
a
this
big,
plays out.
Big moment.
We're going to start with Mr. Michael. Who's your campus legend?
Mr. Michael Miller.
Texas A&M. Or is it
Wait a
position
little
first?
bit.
It's school, right? It's school, right? It's
It
school.
is
It's
school.
school. Yeah.
I'm going to wait a second.
I'm going to wait a while.
Quarterback.
Give me some more info on him.
Keep it coming.
Was it draft year next?
Yeah.
You think by now I learned that. He was undrafted in 2017.
All right.
I got you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who this guy is. Boop, 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 boop.
This is right.
Mr. Aiden.
Don't copy me.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know who this is.
All right.
Give me
It's not a shocker.
give me another one.
He played in the NFL from
Really?
2017 to 2019. Very short career. Didn't last
Very,
long.
very
I
short
might be
career.
wrong here. I think this guy might be younger.
Give me the team.
Not
He
a
only
miss, I
played
think.
for one team. Played for the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Uh,
I did. Yeah, I got it
Oh,
wrong. This
no.
is not a good guess. I should
This
have
is
thought
not
for 2 seconds
who I
longer.
think it is,
Okay.
right? No, he went to.
If I get this right and you get it wrong, it gives me the lead, Mr. Aiden. 'Cause this is 3
Now,
points.
I will say, did you have a guess here?
I don't.
I will say, I would argue that he had a bigger impact at his first school than his second one, which I wish I could kind of put that down more. But he did. He ended his career at A&M, got drafted from, or didn't get drafted. He ended at A&M, so I'm going to count that. But it would be, Brandon, you want to turn yours around? I think you probably got it right over there.
Mr. Kellen Mond.
Oh, I went Kellen Mond.
That
too.
would not be correct.
Yeah, no, he played for the Vikings.
That'd be Trevor
yeah.
Knight.
Trevor Knight.
Oh.
For Texas A&M. But I think at Oklahoma he had a bigger impact than he did at Texas
Kellen
A&M.
Mond was, yeah, that was who I
thought Trevor Knight was earlier
No,
than
I had
that.
known Kellen Mond was wrong too. But
All
from, Kellen Mond, Vikings legend. I think he got drafted in like the 4th round too.
All right, Aiden. Who's your campus legend for today?
My campus legend went to Florida State University.
Florida.
Position.
Wide receiver.
Hmm.
You know, hanging out with Schrader earlier inspired me here.
There we go.
Nobody
I
guessed?
don't have anything.
No.
Was drafted 1st round, 4th overall in 2000.
Oh, I have his name in. Oh, I don't have his
I don't
name.
know who
I
this
have his
is.
face. This
Oh,
hurts.
who this
Eyes
is.
without a face. You know that song?
No.
No.
I don't know,
Next.
Eyes without a face.
Next
but
to.
Played from 2000 to 2005 in the NFL.
Not very long.
Not a long
He was a
career at
bust.
all.
I don't know Florida State wide receivers.
Wow, this guy was a legend. He
Next.
played for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, I know who this guy is. Okay. Well, I mean, I knew the teams. Once he said the teams.
Nobody else have a guess?
I got nothing.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
We can just see if you wrote it down right.
All right, Brandon.
Well,
I'll
Flip
just
that
sit
board.
here and
I didn't, but he has a long last name, y'all. T.J. Hushmanzada.
this is Peter Warwick.
Oh!
He said wide receiver. That's a
Hushman-
tight end.
Yeah, that is a tight
No,
end.
hold on. No, T.J. Hushmanzada was a wide
He was
receiver
a tight
for
end.
the Bengals.
He was a tight end for the
Tight end.
Bengals.
But
Okay.
and like
My
way,
Madden
way
06
more
self
recently
knows
than
that he was a
2000.
Yeah.
He played up to like 2014.
Yeah, he was
too.
like 2014.
All right, my bad.
right,
guy.
Terrible guess.
All right,
who's
Figured
that?
it out.
Michael,
Already went?
your campus legend.
Already went.
Oh, what? He already went. My
Perfect
bad.
timing.
Have you went?
JT Oh, I can go if y'all want me to.
Go for it.
Please
All
do.
right. Went to LSU.
There's a lot of guys there.
Yep.
Oh,
Defensive back.
Again, there's a lot of,
I'm not
options
gonna
A lot of
there.
options.
I wanted to.
First round in 2012, 6th overall.
All right, Aiden, give me that pen. over
Oh. Oh.
I've got a lead.
Oh.
Here. I'm going to use it. Keep going. Oh, he's right now. Don't go yet.
Yeah.
Next.
Played from 2012 to 2019.
there. Oh, I'm cooked.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Next.
Give me
Played
some-
for the Cowboys, Jets, and Chiefs. Oh.
This is slipping my mind.
Give me the pen. I don't think this is right, but I'm gonna write it down
I had
anyway.
names off the bat, and it is neither of them. And
I was wrong too.
yeah, I was going between Tyrann Mathieu and Patrick Peterson, and it's not either of those guys. So
All right.
I'm just not gonna guess.
All
I
right.
don't got nothing for you.
Who you got, JT?
Darrell Revis.
No.
I went Tyrann Mathieu. It's obviously it's not
No.
right.
I didn't guess.
It is a Morris Claiborne.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
All right.
Great name.
Last one. This is for the win.
Final.
What is the standings right now?
Nobody
What is
scored?
Nobody's
Oh,
gotten
okay,
points.
you're
It's the
good.
same
You're-
standings.
Oh, okay.
Nil pois for
Let's
today,
see.
yeah.
Let's see what happens. Texas A&M.
It's going on.
Give me. All right. Go again.
Nobody guessing?
Keep it going, yep.
Linebacker.
I'll take that. I gotta get the
Oh.
points because this is the
Yeah,
last. Are
this
we
is
doing this
Michael
next week or
needs-
is this the last
Michael
one? we
This
do?
is the last one.
one.
Okay.
Well, if
Yeah,
there's
I
a
mean,
tie,
I've
we have to
I've
go
got
into a
to,
tiebreaker
so.
next week.
There we go.
Linebacker at Texas A&M. Can I even name a linebacker?
Yeah,
Texas
it's
A&M
tough.
is the hard part. yeah.
Next hint.
Hold on.
I gotta write down
He's got to write
something.
down.
Yeah,
He's
write
got
down something.
to tie.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Something,
to
something.
tie.
Yeah. I just go. I got nothing to write down. Just keep going.
All right. Second overall in 2011.
It's before they joined the SEC, so I don't really.
Deal.
My A&M knowledge is not very.
Linebacker.
Second overall linebacker.
Wow.
Oh.
Do we need the years played?
Yeah.
2011 to 2025.
So he's still active?
Well, no, he retired last year.
Retired.
Last year he retired. Jackson Voles is back there doing the TriCaster going
I have
insane
no
right now.
idea.
Do we need the
I
teams?
would love him.
Well, Aiden, you've already clinched, but
Clinch. This is great news.
the
I'm moving-
Broncos,
moving.
Rams, Bills, and Commanders.
Oh. Oh my God, dude! This name.
Oh, this is
completely-
bad. That's bad. That's really
bad.
bad.
Completely
That's
went out
bad,
of my
guys. That's a
mind.
bad one to end on.
That's very
completely
bad.
went out of my mind.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
gosh.
Pass it to Michael. Michael knows who it is.
Broncos, Rams.
Yeah, I'll give my pity point.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's
That's
That
rough.
is a bad look. We were all so on
Broncos,
edge on
Rams,
this final round.
Bills, Commanders.
Oh.
I just threw
Yeah.
away who's
Okay,
that
I
campus
think I
logo.
know who this is. Let
Hey,
me
give
see
it
the
to
pen.
Brandon. Yep.
Here we go, passing the pen around.
Everybody's so worried about it, and he's completely wrong too. So
I may be wrong on this one.
you are.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen, go ahead and flip those boards.
It's Von Miller.
Von Miller.
Oh.
He
I
went-
said Elvis Doomerville.
Solid guess, but this is
I heard Broncos and linebacker. That's where my oh my gosh. That's where my mind
my. It was Von Miller, which means congrats,
believe we
Aiden,
didn't get-
getting his first title of Who's That Campus Legend with a score of 33. Brandon in second with 30. Michael close third with 29.
We're gonna have
Congrats,
the passing
guys.
of the torch ceremony
Going
for
out
you
on
next
top.
week.
Going out on top.
I'll
Yeah.
always go out.
Proud.
Got to pass the torch.
If
to
somebody was
Libby.
gonna beat me, I'm glad that it was you, Mr. Aiden.
Aw.
Could have been Michael.
Very upset about this.
That will do
I
it
said
for
Von Miller when those
this episode of the Playbook. We get one more with you guys.
One last round.
So stay tuned next week as we say our goodbyes. We're going to be joined by Joey Prater and Jackson Vols coming on the show.
The former members.
And, yeah, stay tuned next week, guys.
My last time on Wolf Sports Network before I graduate. Come say your goodbyes.